Okay, we're going to try this again. I got interrupted and deleted the video, and we're going to start over. We're back to augering. The K60 machine, this is a sectional machine, should be used primarily outdoors. This is a protector sleeve that we put on this end of the machine. It feeds out that end. It almost looks backward to me every time. I've hooked it up multiple times backwards. These are our lines. As you can see, they're rusted a little. These are 15-foot segments. We have 150 foot of line for this machine. Our K400, the smaller one, we have 75 foot. It should be used primarily indoors whenever possible, this one outdoors. If you have to use this one in a basement or you pull a toilet, you have to use it in their house. Notice there's rust. We'll be pulling debris and stuff out. We need to have tarp set up. At least one, if not two or three. We need to try and protect the homeowner's house. It's a messy machine. It will throw things. You have to have that protector line because your cable will be spinning back here. And if it's not inside that, you're going to tear up the carpet. You're going to catch and snag on stuff. You might knock a hole in the wall. You need to have that. Outdoors, not as critical. For this machine currently, we have two exploratory bits here. Those are used to grab and hook something. This is a cutting bit. I don't like to use it unless I absolutely have to. It can literally bore through the wall of a pipe. And then the one I'm going to use today is this is a cut and a clear machine. It's my favorite if it'll go down the line. It's going to clear the best and leave the biggest clearance through. As you can see, I did crack this a little bit. I got the line to back up. I cracked it just so that I could slowly bleed the water off. If you pull this off fast, it's going to get everywhere. You need to take note when you're doing this, where's it going to drain to? If it's going to drain into a neighbor's yard or something like that, they may get mad. We may need to pump it in order to do the clearance. You don't want to flood the neighbor's yard doing that. The other thing is that to take special note of, there's a basement or a cellar underneath here. If that cellar is full of water, you don't take our equipment down there. It's electrical. You're not going to wade through sewage to do a clean out. If we have to pass the job, we will. But what you do is you come out to the clean out, if there is one outdoors, and you pop the top, and if the water is backed up here, we can then put a pump into the basement and run a garden hose out here and drain it into there. Again, we don't want to drain in an area that we're going to flood the neighbor's yard. So the proper way is to get a pump set up and put it into the clean out and drain down there. We can auger from here without getting into the basement. So even if the blockage like right now is here and we got a flooded basement, we can pump that down once we clear this. Plus, once this is cleared, this may go ahead and let the basement drain out. If we can't get this clean out clear where we can pump in it, we have to leave the job. If the lines collapsed or something like that, we can't pump into this and we got a flooded basement, we're done. We don't have a pump truck, and we currently do not dig up sewer lines and replace them. The other thing to take note of, this line I know has roots in it. I was in a hurry the other day. It's where I'm personally living. I ran the K400 just because it's faster so that I could drain the lines. I hit the blockage about 75 foot out but didn't get a good clear on it, and we're backed up again, which is not surprising. I didn't do it properly. We don't ever want to do that at customers, but at my house I have my own reasons, and no one's paying me to do this. But this has roots in the line. We need to offer on any job that we pull roots out, we should be offering at the end of the job for them to buy root killer. That will keep their lines clear longer. It doesn't kill the trees, and it's an upsell for us, but it's also a good product for the homeowner. If root cleaner down it, we don't put it down while our tools are in the hole. If we don't hit roots, we should offer commercial grade Drano, basically a clobber. Now the key to that is, again, our tools cannot be in the line when we put it down. You don't ever put that stuff down a line that's stopped up. If it's blocked up, you don't put it down. It will melt through PVC, it will eat away cast, and it will clear it, but it may be all over their basement, all over, it may be out in the yard. The directions on it say to flow it down it. You can't put it straight in water, it erupts. It will literally start getting splatters all over the place. So you don't put it into a stopped up drain, but you pour it down it. You let it set for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then you have to flush the line for 10 to 15 minutes, just like the instructions say on it. Otherwise, you will eat everything away. The other thing I'm going to note is once I get this flowing, I may not even have the equipment out yet, but once this drains down, I will go inside and start washing water down. That way, as I pull my equipment out, it will clean my lines as I pull them out. I'll take note of how many segment I send down, because these are 15-foot increments again. I want to know how far that blockage was. If we flow water for a good 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes after we've cleared this, we have a very small likely case that we're going to get a call back on this. Now, as you can see, there's a clean out down there. There's this one. I will be watching for water coming down here. Once I start flushing it, I want to physically see the water, in this case, coming down and flowing through and flowing at a good rate. I'll also be looking to see if I see anything floating in it, such as toilet paper and stuff like that, just so I know we flushed everything down and we're back to good shape. But the water has to be flowing good here in order to have a good clean done. Just poking your tool down it with a small bit may not be enough. You may have to do multiple passes, send the bigger cutting bit down in order to get it cleared. If you just poke a little 7/8 inch hole through this and you drive off and it's got grease in it, it will stop back up the next time they use the restroom. That should be pretty much everything right now. We'll be creating more videos as I run into more issues on these, just for training. If you already knew all this stuff, great. You shouldn't be getting very many, if any, callbacks. You should be able to clear at almost every job, and you should do 90% of the jobs in less than an hour. Cleanouts typically don't take very long unless you're pulling a toilet. Thanks.